This is about the time a patient that had no business being released from our psych ward tried to jump in front of my car so I can hit him. This was at the first psych ward I ever worked at because this would have never happened at my second job. Number one, we took in this patient that no other psych ward was trying to take. This dude was like 6'6", 275 pounds, and he talked all the smack that you can imagine. But they found out his insurance was good and that they'd get paid. So they liked putting our safety in jeopardy. So they took this guy who clearly wasn't there for any type of wanting to work or get help. Based on why he was in our facility in the first place, he really should have been in jail if we calling a spade a spade. But he was able to find a loophole in the psych ward, like some people who are trying to avoid 30, 60, 90 days in jail for something that they did, when they can just be like, you know what? I don't want to be here, depending on what it is. If you know, you know. Now, I can handle myself, y'all. I know how to handle myself. I've been in some scuffles, okay? But I am not about to go against no 6'6", 275 overgrown man. No, we gonna make deals. We gonna be chill. We gonna be cool. But he wasn't down for none of that. Matter of fact, he bit one of our coworkers, which really showed me, like, either you afraid to show your real strength or you just really not about that life for real. And I think it's option number 2. Because all the vile ways that he had threatened violence and to crash out and just didn't do it, it's not for any reasons of him being smart and realizing it would affect him being discharged either, y'all. I promise you. Because in every other way he was trying to get out. He was even threatening the female staff, giving creeper vibes. But on an exponentially higher level, the way that he was like telling them what he'd do to them. After a full day of this, staff was completely uncomfortable to the point where they're telling HR, yo, you got to get this dude out of here. He's making staff feel unsafe. He's making patients feel unsafe. And this is not the type of vibes that we should be running in this facility if you want us to work here and if you respect us as employees. But nah, somebody had to get bit first before HR saw it as their duty to start getting this dude released. They wanted bro's insurance money big bad, but when they saw how much it was affecting the morale of the facility, said, you know what, maybe we could think about the well-being of our employees and the other patients that we're here to apparently serve, and think about a better place to take this guy. But you know what the better place was from HR? To release this man into the public with bus tickets to give him his bags. He's already saying like, well, can I get a homeless shelter? Can I get something? They ain't giving this man no resources. Our beautiful HR personnel was like, let's release him to the streets. And y'all know what? He was released to the streets while I was on my lunch break. I had no idea that he was released until I'm coming back from my lunch break. I drove off campus, yes. And then I see a very familiar person walking in the street, coming towards my car. Like while I'm driving, I see a person step into the street, but he's off to the side. So I'm like, whoever this person is, you know, they're in the street, but they're clearly not trying to step into the road. I was driving a Fishbowl 03 Honda. You could see all up in my whip. So I know he saw me. And then when I seen him and realized it was him, he takes a step toward my car in the street while I'm driving, to the point where I got to swerve out of the way and swerve back into the road. I'm like, did he escape? That's what I'm thinking. I didn't know anything. So I'm rushing back to work, getting back to the facility, and I'm like, yo, where is, what's his name? They're like, Jay, relax. HR took care of it. He's discharged. I'm like, okay, but I almost hit him with my car. They're like, well, what do you mean? He had bus tickets. He should be on the bus. He should be headed back to where he came from. I said, well, I guess he's ignoring the bus tickets that he had, because I seen him walking down the street, this main road, into oncoming traffic. And as soon as he saw me, he stepped and tried to have me hit him with my car. So I'm sure the hospital supervisor did not want to be on the news again, or to face an even bigger lawsuit than the ones that they were facing. So he decided to go out there himself and see if he could sit with this patient while he waited for the bus to come and pick this guy up. These are some of the shortcuts that's being taken in the communities that you live in, man. No matter who this guy is and how annoying I found him to be, he still deserves proper care in the first place. Not based on his insurance, based on his needs and his actions, behaviors, problems that he's having. The ladies were just like, oh my gosh, based on all the things he said to me, I probably would have hit him. Based on some of the things he said and how he made some of these ladies feel, I could dig it. But it's how people get hurt, for real. But tell me, what would you do? Would you complain to HR? Would you leave that job? Or would you have just kept your mouth shut, not trying to make any fuss, and just get back to work and keep your head down? What would you do? Let me know in the comment section. And as always, like for more stories. Also, I'm going to need y'all to follow me on this blue app, man. Jay's Psych Ward Stories on the Blue app. If you don't know the Blue app, just click the link in the bio, you feel me? I'm trying to hit 5,000 followers over there because once we do, I want to cover certain topics that aren't necessarily allowed and get flagged a lot on TikTok, such as MK Ultra, the history of psych wards and the origins and beginnings of how this took root in America, and how a lot of the echoes from back then are still heard and felt today. Deeper into some of these conspiracies that aren't really conspiracies, and many, many other hot topics. I believe we can do it once we hit 5K. I'll start rolling that out immediately on there. But just go ahead and click the link so you'll be able to find all that. Appreciate y'all. Like for more stories.